unfortunately, I think I made it a little small because even though it fits her head, like it fits her head perfectly, I can get it on her, but she can't get it on her. All right, well, I can say that this week got completely away from me. I was supposed to be setting up my monthly life update, and I have had such a hard time finding time to film. But I've been filming things going on in my life, and I've been thinking about maybe different ways to put this together so that it's not all just me sitting here talking. But yeah, this week just kind of got away from me. I did do a bunch of filming of me making things. I've been crafting a lot. Let me show you what I've been making. So like I said, recently I've been feeling very crafty, and I've just been making a whole ton of things. I actually have a huge tub of like half projects that I started and put away in the closet because I was tired of the tub of stuff just like sitting out waiting to be put together. I am currently working on a beautiful gift. I'm not going to say for whom, but yeah, when it's done, it's not going to be a scarf. It's not going to be a blanket. It's actually going to be something really fun and interesting. So when it's finished, I will definitely share it. I actually had to go out and get more yarn today so I can finish the project because I'm almost at the end, and it's not finished. It's only like maybe halfway done. So this is the fruity stripe. Picked this up at Joann's today, and when you knit that up, these are the lovely colors you get in the fruity stripe. Some reds and oranges and purples. I'm working on something for myself, so I had to go out and get more of the favorite stripe. I love that they named the rainbow one favorite stripe, because so far it really is my favorite yarn. And then this one, I made a beautiful scarf for my sister out of this particular one. This is the polo stripe. And I actually just finished this. This is for me. I'm making a little, just like a little tiny scarf, just to keep my neck warm. And it's such pretty colors. I mean, it's really nice. I'm not sure if I want to have a twist in it or not. I'll kind of experiment and see before I sew the ends together. Oh, and then also I busted out my first hat ever. A scarf and some fingerless gloves for my niece because it is her birthday. It's her birthday today, but we were celebrating her last weekend because she is busy today with an engagement. Yeah, so just been like a knitting fiend lately. I've been really getting into a bunch of different patterns lately, like different crochet patterns, different knitting patterns, and ooh, let me find my daughter's hat that I made. And I also, in like 2 days, maybe 2 and a little bit of a third day to like get this figured out. Oh, I gotta hide that better. I wove it in there, but maybe we need to weave it a little better so it's not sticking out on the outside. Weaving in the ends is something that I recently learned how to do too. Like, how have I been making things this long and never knew how to weave the ends of my yarn in? Like, what the heck? Anywho, made this cute little hat for my daughter. It does not fit on my head, sadly, or I would show it to you. Made this little poof ball. She likes it, but unfortunately, I think I made it a little small because even though it fits her head, like it fits her head perfectly, I can get it on her, but she can't get it on her. So maybe this will be a beautiful gift for a friend or someone who has a baby. But now that I know what this size makes, I will make a bigger one for my daughter so that she can keep wearing cute little hats that I made her. So, really, aside from all just my creative projects, I have still been working on healing my relationship with food and the kitchen. I have to say, it's going pretty well. The kitchen has not been a place of stress for me for a while, at least since I started doing this. And I feel a lot more comfortable in there. It's been easier to keep it clean. It's been easier to find food and to like create meals out of what seemingly is nothing, but we have like a bunch of stuff. Yeah, just even though I have not been following the program that I like mapped out for myself that I wanted to be going along, I kind of fell off these last few weeks. I'm noticing that like a month is my maximum amount of focus to like really hone in on something. Um, but yeah, I have definitely been building a better relationship with myself with food and myself in the kitchen. I am very proud of myself. There used to be a time where when I would be making food and cooking, it was very, very stressful for me. And if anyone would come in the kitchen and ask me questions or need anything from me, I would like flip out on them. And it was just like instant monster. Like, why are you talking to me while I'm in the kitchen? So, progress. I was cooking and it was frustrating because it wasn't turning out the way I wanted it to, but it wasn't stressful. I was just like disappointed in it. And my kid, I don't remember which one, but one of the kids was just like coming up and asking me questions that had nothing to do with anything that was going on. It was like completely left field random. And I handled it very well. I didn't burn anything, I didn't yell at anyone. I was chill and answered the question and then got back to my cooking. So I'm going to celebrate the small wins and the progress that I'm noticing that I've made. We had an awesome Halloween. We actually live in a really good neighborhood where a bunch of people had decorations out and tons of candy. There was even one house down, not a cul-de-sac, but kind of, I almost want to say a dead end, but not quite. It's just, it's not a very traveled road. And they really, really decked it out. They had someone dressed up out front and they fooled us. We thought they were an animatronic in the bushes, and then they like stood up at last minute while we were waiting for them to open the door, and it startled us. Luckily they didn't like jump up or say anything. They just stood up, and they were in like this creepy mask and outfit, and so it was a little startling, but it was fun. It was fun startling. And they had a smoke machine, and they had like decked out their entire front yard. There was some really cool stuff this year for Halloween. We went to a friend's house and enjoyed a bonfire and roasted some marshmallows and made some s'mores. And yeah, it was just really fun. This year felt like we finally got a real Halloween, and it was really nice. So, moving forward, I think I would like to continue my weekly check-in that I was doing with myself and just like seeing where I am in relation to where I want to be and like what I've accomplished over the week that I was aiming for and what worked and what didn't work. Like, I just really liked that weekly check-in with myself. So I have not been on a consumption fast at all. I've been consuming and consuming. But I do have to say it's been more mindful consumption. There are times where I'm just putting stuff on in the background because I need the noise. Um, but I've been slowing down and like asking myself, what am I really looking for when I'm doing these things? Like, do I just want background noise? Do I feel like I need company? Do I want ambiance? Do I want something silly in the background so that while I'm doing what I'm doing, I can like kind of look up and enjoy it every now and then and like giggle? So I've kind of been defining how I use the technology in my house and like what its different uses are for, because I just want to be more mindful about my consumption. I've been listening to some podcasts. Nothing really out outlandish. It's all just been very mellow stuff. I've noticed I've been drawn a lot more towards like the slow living, like aesthetic and videos during this time of year. And I think that's just natural because the colors are changing and we're ready for like cozy comfort, and slowing down is just something that naturally happens this time of year. I've definitely been craving more comforty foods. Like I've definitely been wanting more hot food, and I'm trying to work into my schedule to make just like one big pop meal a week. Because when I do that for myself, it lasts me the whole week, and usually there's enough to like freeze some and put some away, and then I don't feel bad about any of it going to waste since I'm the only one eating it. So I've definitely been more mindful in my consumption of like social media and movies and podcasts and emails and subscriptions, and I've just been very mindful of how and where I'm spending my energy. And I'm noticing what things are more energetically expensive, so to speak, or energetically draining. Just like what experiences and what people are energetically draining. And yeah, I guess I've just been trying to get more in tune with my energy and how I want to be using it, what I want to be doing with it. I have been trying to take more time to meditate. Meditation has been like a number one want on my list for a long time. And there was a time where I was able to meditate every day. And obviously, this was before I had a baby. And I feel like I'm slowly coming back to a point where I can find. I feel like I'm slowly coming back to a point where I can find daily meditation time. But I'm also realizing that I crave different types of meditation. Like I find slow stretching and yoga very meditative. I find journaling very meditative, very reflective. And just like going for a walk, taking a shower, crafting. Like there's lots of things that I feel I actually meditate while I'm doing them. Definitely not when I have a movie going on in the background because I'm trying to just like have mindless chatter going. But there are quite a few different things I do that I find meditating. So, as far as trying to work meditation into my schedule daily, I think I just need to tack it on to one of the things that I'm already doing. Like, so I came across a really good guided meditation. There's a couple that I've listened to from Sydney, from Reverend Sydney Finn or Onyx Healing. There are certain aspects of these meditations that really spoke out to me, and I like how she describes what the desired effect of the visualization is. Like, we're working on visualizing this, and this is what it's going to do for you, or this is what you're going to get from it. And yeah, there's just a couple of specific guided meditation pieces from her different meditations that I would like to put together for my own daily evening, like wind down meditation for the day, and just like end my day that way. Just like very mindful, very relaxed, very releasing and accepting. And yeah, I'm working on making my own meditations for myself, and that's been a really nice creative project. It is kind of weird to hear myself because I like to record them. Not only do I write them down so I can read them, but I like to record myself saying them so that I can listen to them and hear them in my own voice. And that's been really interesting and soothing. And yeah, it's just been a nice little creative outlet. Maybe eventually I'll make meditations for other people. Who knows? I don't know what kind of voice I have for that. I know that different people are drawn to different voices. I have certain voices that I like for like calm meditative things. And then there are other people who have There's people I listen to for information, and unfortunately their voice is just that droning type of voice where it literally puts me to sleep. It doesn't matter how interesting the material is. Like, I want to know the material, but their voice is just like making me zonk out. So I don't know what type of voice I have. Maybe people can let me know in the comments what type of voice I have. Do I have a good reading voice? I read to my kids. They've never complained about it. They like the crazy voices I do when I'm reading the different parts in the book. So I don't know. Maybe let me know. Do I have a good reading voice, a good meditation voice? Hello, and welcome to your daily meditation. No, it wouldn't be like that at all. It would have to be very natural and, and just be in my natural voice. Maybe you have noticed, but I am still on a hair journey. I did cut it quite short for quite a few years. I was really enjoying short hair. I do really enjoy short hair. But this, I feel, is a bit of a challenge for me right now. It's been a long time since I've had long hair, and the last time I had long hair, I didn't really care about it or take very good care of it. And now I've been like years in the making of healing my scalp and taking good care of my hair and learning how to take good care of my hair. I'm actually going to go out and get a shampoo at the proper pH balance for my scalp instead of something insane that I've been using for years. I didn't even know that pH was a thing in shampoos or that it was even important. Like, who knew? So I am continuing my hair journey. I'm actually currently trying to train my hair to only be washed every like 3 or 4 days. By day 3, I'm looking, by day 4, it's kind of scary. And I'm coming to a point where I'm like, okay, I just need to put my hair up and keep it off me, because when I can feel it touching me is when I'm like, get off. But there's really nothing gross about it. Like, it's really just like at the roots where it's the most oily, and then like the tips aren't even oil. They're probably like the driest part of my hair at that point. But yes, I'm just coming to terms with on day 3 and day 4 is when we actually like braid that up and get it up and off of us and just get stuff done. Maybe I'll get into scarves, those little headscarf tutorials of different ways to wrap your hair and keep it out of your face but still look kind of cute. I don't know. Maybe I will knit or crochet some more head wraps for myself so I can just put stuff on and look fancy without having to try hard. That's me. That's so me for sure. I would rather have something that you just put it on and it looks nice without me having to like physically wrap it every single time. Anywho, that's really it. I wish I were more interesting. Sorry. Not sorry. I'm just going to keep knitting and crocheting my mad little fingers off and keep on creating the things that I want to create. I'm taking the tactic of being gentle with myself and speaking kindly to myself, especially when I make mistakes or when I don't meet the standard that I was trying to meet, or like when I don't meet the goal or the expectation. Instead of beating myself up, I'm being kind and gentle and loving with myself. And it's actually, it's so much nicer, and it encourages me to keep on trying, for sure. Speaking kindly to myself makes me want to try again versus tearing myself down and not wanting to try again because I'm just going to go through the same thing of talking shit to myself and feeling like shit. So I'm talking nice to myself and feeling wonderful. Go figure. So as always, remember, you came here for fun. So find something you love and enjoy yourself and have a good time. And I will see you again next time. Oh, I wasn't going to pull a card. I was going to pull runes for you this time. In my oh so fancy, specially made rune bag. Although I did make the runes myself. And I do have a lovely book to help me interpret. Although I've been doing it for so long, I'm starting to remember what it means instead of having to always check the book. But the book always has like great in-depth details that I don't remember. So from this new moon in Sagittarius to next new moon in Capricorn, I did pull Uruz. And it was sideways. This is upright. This is upside down. It was sideways, so like right in the middle. And in our lovely book here, Strength, the Wild Ox. Honor your passage into darkness. Honor the dying. The new life holds promises unimagined by the old. Upright reading. The rune of terminations and new beginnings. Drawing strength indicates that the life you have been living has outgrown its form. That form must die so that life energy can be released in a new birth, a new form. This is a rune of passage and as such part of the cycle of initiation. Growth and change, however, may involve a descent into darkness as part of the cycle of perpetual renewal. As in nature, the progression consists of 5 parts: death, decay, fertilization, gestation, rebirth. Events occurring now may well prompt you to undergo a death within yourself. Since self-change is never coerced, we are always free to resist. Remain mindful that the new form, the new life, is always greater than the old. Prepare then for opportunity disguised as loss. This could involve the loss of something or even someone with whom you have an intense emotional bond, and through whom you are living a part of your life, a part that must now be retrieved so you can live it out for yourself. In some way that bond is being severed, a relationship radically changed, a way of life coming to an end. Seek among the ashes and discover a new perspective and new strength. The original symbol for Uruz was the aurochs, a wild ox. When the wild ox was domesticated, a nearly impossible task, it could transport heavy loads. Learn to adapt yourself to the demands of such a creative time. Firm principles attached to this rune, and at the same time humility is called for, since in order to rule, you must learn how to serve. The rune of strength puts you on notice that your soul and the universe support the new growth. And for the reversed side. Without ears to hear and eyes to see, you may fail to take advantage of the moment. The result could well be an opportunity missed or the weakening of your position. It may seem that your own strength is being used against you. For some, strength reversed will serve to alert, offering clues in the form of minor failures and disappointments. For others, those more deeply unaware, they may provide a hard jolt. Reversed, this rune calls for serious thought about the quality of your relationship to yourself. But take heart. Consider the constant cycling of death and rebirth, the endless going and returning. Everything we experience has a beginning, a middle, an end, and is followed by a new beginning. Therefore, do not draw back from the passage into darkness. When in deep water, become a diver. And I am using the Book of Rune Cards by the Book of Rune Cards, Sacred Play for Self-Discovery. Commentary by Ralph Bloom. They tell you the initial meanings. They have the meanings, and then back here they actually have the names for each one, but on each front and back cover it does tell you which page to find it. And there's a Futhark traditional order in the back, as well as a pronunciation guide, which I really appreciated. And then in the very front, they just give you a very quick breakdown. And then the runes, I actually made these myself. I took the time to learn all the different runes and their meanings, and then I inscribed them on these little discs and practiced with them for months and months and months, and I absolutely love them. I think I like the runes I made myself more than I would have liked like purchased ones, because these just mean so much more to me. Well, I hope strength was a good message for you. I hope you get some kind of useful meaning out of the reading of the book. Normally when I do readings for people, I write down all of the info while I'm doing my notes, but for the most part, when I connect with someone, certain messages usually pop out while I'm reading the different sections. So yeah, I'm curious what popped out for you this new moon in Sagittarius to new moon in Capricorn. I hope you have a lovely month, and a wonderful Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving or whatever type of loving get-together celebration you might be doing at this time of year. We do breakfast because everyone around here has a family, and dinner is usually when the big families get together. And so my sisters and our families and I always get together for breakfast, and we have Thanksgiving breakfast and Christmas breakfast together so that we can go off and, do things with the other parts of our family. So I guess this is like the maternal family get together, and then the paternal family get togethers happen in the evening. So here's wishing you a lovely, lovely holiday season. Take it easy on yourself. Try not to get too stressed. It's just stuff. People are more important than stuff. Experiences are more important than stuff. And time is one of the most beautiful gifts that you can give someone. So here's to a wonderful holiday season that is quickly approaching us. I am going to go knit my face off some more. And I will see you next time. Remember, you're here for fun, so find something you enjoy and have a good time. Catch you later, lovelies. Bye. I love how easy it is to keep the kitchen clean and tidy, so the inspiration to create a meal is always readily available. I love how easy it is for me to prepare a filling, nutritious, satiating meal for myself. I love how easy it is to keep healthy snacks in the house.